In this video, we'll learn how to use Excel's pivot table function to help a restaurant summarize its product profitability based on the extensive data in its daily order entry table. All that, coming right up. Here's our base data table. The data consists of item, type, price, direct cost, and gross profit, grouped in columns. Each item is a unique value. All items on the restaurant's burgers, sandwiches, and hot dogs menu are included in the base data table. Values in the gross profit column are calculated by subtracting the direct cost from the price, as shown here. This is our data entry table, where all burger, sandwich, and hot dog orders have been posted for a single day. The data entry table uses drop-down lists from which the user can select the specific food item to be posted. It also uses Excel's VLOOKUP feature to find and retrieve the corresponding food type and gross profit for the specific food item posted. Drop-down lists and the VLOOKUP function were covered in the previous 2 videos in this series, so if you missed those videos, you can check them out via the links on the right. Now we're ready to summarize this data so we can group the values at a higher level and digest the results more easily. To accomplish this, we'll use Excel's pivot table function. We start by clicking the Insert tab on the top left side of the window. Next, we click Pivot Table. We could also select Recommended Pivot Tables to let Excel create several examples for us. But, for training purposes, we'll build the pivot table ourselves. Click in the Table/Range box, and then select the column headers and all the data below the headers. Avoid selecting any blank cells, because they will create an unwanted blank field in the pivot table. This will bring up the pivot table setup page, where we will choose our columns, rows, and values. We can also add any filters if we want to exclude certain data from the pivot table. An example might be to exclude all hot dog types. But in this exercise, we'll keep all of the data. Pivot tables essentially allow us to group a relatively large data set at a high level, so we can more easily identify trends. You may recall that our goal is to help a fast food restaurant determine which food type generated the most revenue on a given day. So, on our pivot table setup page, we'll want to drag the gross profit field from the top left down to the values area. Next, we'll have to select our rows and columns. It's often helpful to visualize our finished pivot table before we actually set it up. Since we want to see the data rolled up at a food type grouping, rather than a more detailed food item grouping, it would make the most sense for us to drag the type field to the row area. That will list each food type alongside of its gross profit for the day. If we had data for multiple days, we could drag the day field down to the column area to show daily totals in separate columns. Thanks for watching. I hope you found this video helpful. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more like it, please like and subscribe. And to avoid missing out on new videos, please click the notifications bell. Have a great day.